Hey James, are you at home right now? I just really wanted to talk to you about something if you had a quick moment to chat with me. I was just curious because I kind of wanted to talk to you about how dirty the house has been lately. Do you think that you could do something about that, please?
What? You want me to clean up the house? I can't believe that you're seriously asking me to do that. I'm pretty sure that's more your job than it is mine. Why in the world do you think I would even do something like that in the first place when I have a wife like you around to do it for me?
Well, I'm really busy with work, so I don't have time to clean the house as well. You do know how busy I am, don't you?
Oh, and you think I'm not busy? I have a job too, you know. You're not the only one who does anything around, you know.
I know that, but you know that I just tend to be busier than you, right? And it's not like I don't ever clean the house. I always make an effort to do something when I have the time. But I don't think it's fair that I should be the one doing anything around here. And so if you have some time right now, I would really appreciate it if you could help clean the house as well. I mean, you are the one making a mess all the time. You leave your clothes on the floor, don't put away dishes, leave empty cups all over the house. So I don't mind if you're going to do that, but if you could help clean up after yourself, that would be really great.
What the heck are you talking about, Rachel? You're the wife, so cleaning up the house is your job. Duh! How dare you even ask me to clean up when you should be the one doing it? Don't you have any sense in that head of yours at all?
I'm not trying to make you do anything, James. I'm only asking that you help me a little out more. I mean, I accept that I'll probably end up doing most of it anyways, but it would be really nice if you help me.
I already told you that I'm too busy with work to have time for any of that. Honestly, you think I have time to do all the housekeeping and do my job? Don't be ridiculous. If you're gonna treat me like this, then maybe I should just go and tell my mom about the kinds of things that you're saying to me.
I get that you're busy with work, James. I really do. But I'm just saying that I'm busier and I bring home more money.
Oh, there we go. The truth finally comes out. I knew that this was all about it. I work my butt off and try so hard, and it's still not enough for you because I don't make enough money. Well, excuse me.
I'm not even trying to make this about money or anything. I'm just saying that you and I both work, and I'm the only one who helps out around here. So could you please just try tidying up a little now and then? I mean, I'm really kind of reaching the limits of patience with you, James. Besides, next week is my little brother's wedding, and I have so much I need to get ready before that happens. So I just don't have time to clean right now. So please, all I'm asking is for a little bit of help around the house. Is that really so much to ask for? You really have got some nerve, young woman. Do you even realize that? Honestly, I have no idea where you even get off. I mean, are you serious? Tracy, so lovely to hear from you. I'm sorry, but I really have no idea what this could be about. Would you care to fill me in? I heard that you were going to take time off work. Is that true? Are you really going to do something like that? Because I don't remember giving you any sort of permission to do anything like that. So just who do you think you are, huh? Permission? I'm sorry, but since when do I need permission from anyone to do something like this? It's my job and my time off that I earned. So if I want to take it, I am well within my rights too. You don't really get a say in any of it. What are you talking about? I'm your mother-in-law. You should know by now that you should always run these things by me before you just go and ask for time off. I mean, did you even check to make sure that you weren't taking time off on a day when you were supposed to be cleaning? There's a schedule for the housekeeping, and if you're not going to respect that, is even the point of having it? Besides, you know that the days when you're not cleaning the house are the days that you're supposed to be going to work and earning money for us. So don't you go talking to me as if you get to make up your schedule without worrying about anyone else has to say about it. Tracy, I'm really sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about at all. Do you really think you can tell me what to do? I mean, what is it that you're wanting from me? I want you to know that right now you're being an absolutely terrible daughter-in-law. How dare you take time off work without asking me first? You have no right to just laze about, especially not without my permission. Tracy, you're being completely unreasonable, and I really just don't think I could talk to you at all like this. But I would really like it if you quit trying to boss me around, because quite frankly, I don't care what you have to say. I'm taking time off my work, and that is that. It's already done, and I won't be changing anything. But I never gave you the permission to do that. You can't just leave work without asking me. Are you seriously still harping on about this? Besides, I know you're just taking time off of work to go back to your hometown. Isn't that right? Well, also, you forgot to ask me permission for that anyways. Are you talking about my little brother's wedding? Because if you think I'm missing that for anything, then you're dead wrong. Besides, I did invite James to come along with me, but he said he would rather have malaria than go to my brother's wedding. So anyways, I was going to just go by myself. Fine then, but if you're going to go to this wedding, then it means that on another day, you have to take James and I on vacation. Wait, what? Why? That doesn't even make any sense. If you can't do this for me, then you don't have permission to go to the wedding. Got it? Tracy, you're really not making any sense to me right now. But anyways, I'm going to take time off of work and I'm going to go to my brother's wedding, and that is all I have to say on the matter. I really don't even understand why my doing this is so upsetting you in the first place. It just doesn't make sense. Because you didn't ask me for permission for any of this beforehand. I've already told you. You need to think about the family before you go and just run off like this. I mean, how selfish can someone get? What exactly was I not thinking about before making any of these plans? I still don't get the point that you're trying to make. You really just don't get it at all, do you? I'm your mother-in-law and you're not allowed to do anything without my permission. And if you even think of trying to cross me, then it will be the end for you. Got it? Right. Well, I guess I will keep that in mind for future reference. Thank you. But anyways, like I've said, the plans are already in place. I've already gotten the time off and I'm going to my brother's wedding. So I understand that you might have some complaints about it, but that isn't going to change the fact that I'm going to go. Alright then, I see that you make your mind. But don't say that I didn't warn you. I really would just like you to leave me alone more than anything, Tracy. Anyways, I have to get back to work now, so bye I guess. I can't believe it. I really thought that you would have woken up and found some sense beforehand, but you really did go to your brother's wedding. How in the world did my poor son end up with such a selfish, horrible woman? But that's okay, because as of today, you're finished, completely through. Hello again, Tracy. Just what in the world could you be talking about this time? Are you still under the impression that you can tell me how to live my life? Because I don't intend to just take order from you. I work a full-time job, I keep the house clean, I'm allowed to take some time for myself and my family now and then. I mean, I don't even understand the problem that you have with me taking time off just to go to my brother's wedding. How many times are you going to make me repeat myself, Rachel? I am upset because you did all of this without my permission first. There you go again, just ignoring what I'm completely saying and what I just said to you. Well, I don't care what else you have to say to me because as of now, you and James are no longer married. I decided that I don't need a daughter-in-law who isn't going to obey me like she should, and you taking time off of work was the last straw for me. Wait a second, are you telling me that you got James and I divorced? You can't really be serious about that, right? I am very serious. It's done and there's nothing you can do about it. I really just don't even know what to say to you. I mean, what is the matter with you? You really broke up your own son's marriage all because your daughter-in-law wouldn't become your slave and follow every word? I mean, me taking time off work, using my own PTO, really made you this upset? I don't even know what to think about that. I told you that I haven't given you my permission and yet you just went ahead and did it anyways. You don't have anyone to blame but yourself this time. I warned you over and over again that the only time you shouldn't be at work is when you're at home keeping the house clean. And now you're not at work or at home, so you really left me with no choice at all to do this. You must really be one of the most selfish women that I have ever met in my entire life. But I suppose since you've already gone and sent off the divorce papers, there is really nothing at all that can be done about it now. So whatever, fine. I give up on this whole thing anyways. There's no point in trying to talk sense into you anyways. That's right, there's nothing you can do about it. I've won and you've lost, and that's it. Mwahahaha. This is what you get for running off to your little brother's wedding and ignoring what your mother-in-law has to say to you. So you don't have to bother coming home at all, since you don't have a house or a husband to come back to anymore. Alright then, if that's really what you want, then I won't be coming home. Good, and I never ever want to see your face again. Do you understand me? Oh, don't worry, you won't. This honestly couldn't have happened sooner. If you really want to know how I feel about it, I'll just come over tomorrow to collect my things, and then I'll be out of yours and James' lives forever. Although I'm sure that the two of you are going to have some big change that you'll need to get used to me without there. So good luck with that. Oh, please. The only things that's going to change once you're gone is how much better our lives are finally going to be. I don't need anyone but my son, and I certainly don't need some useless woman like you hanging around and dragging him down. So you're really sure that you want to do this then? I mean, you do know that James only brings up about $600 a month, don't you? Wait, what? What do you mean? That can't be right. Anyways, I guess I need to go and call some moving companies to help me get all my things from the house. But I guess I really have to thank you for finally freeing me from that dead weight that was hanging around my neck. Rachel, are you there? Please, you have to pick up the phone. I really need to talk to you. This is an emergency. Please, pick up. I don't have anything to say to you, Tracy. Not only that, but I'm at work right now and can't talk on the phone anyway. So just what is it? What could you possibly want from me now? And don't bother calling again because I won't pick up. If you want to talk to me, you can text me. Okay then, I'll just cut straight to the point. Do you think you could come and move back in with me and James, please? Wait, what? You can't actually be serious about that, right? I know that you didn't just ask me that. I realized that I may have made a few mistakes in the past. And anyways, I realized that I said some things that were wrong, and I was just hoping that you would come back here to live with us. We can just let all that bad blood that we used to have between be water under the bridge and not worry about that anymore, okay? So please come back to us? Yeah, that is going to be a very strong no from me. Thank you for the invite, though. Wait, what? What do you mean no? How can you be rejecting this? I said please. I'm saying no because I know that the only reason you want me to move back in with you both is because you're probably really behind on bills, isn't it? But if you think that I'm going to go back just because of your personal piggy bank, you have got another thing coming. Because I want nothing to do with you ever again. I have no idea what you might be talking about at all, Rachel. No, actually, that would be... I'm the one who has no idea what you're talking about. I mean, you were the one that forged divorce papers and broke up James and I's wedding. So I have no idea what you're thinking begging me to come back to you. You're nothing to me now. You're not my mother-in-law, and you're certainly not something who I feel like I owe anything to. You told me that you never even wanted to see my face again, remember? But I didn't really mean that. I just made a mistake. But I hereby formally give you permission to come back home. Now you'll come back, won't you? I never used to give two hoots about your permission, and I certainly don't care at all about them now. But you're not going to get a single penny from me, got it? This is a problem for you and James to figure out, and I want nothing to do with it. But wait, you can't just leave us like this. I mean, you know that we don't have any money to take care of ourselves. And just whose fault is that for kicking me out of the house in the first place? You're trying to say that this is all my fault, but that isn't true. I mean, I didn't even do anything to you. Yes, you did. You got James and I divorced and you kicked me out of the house. This is all your fault, and you need to accept that and the fact that I'm not going to help you. But I really didn't know that James made so little money. I mean, after you told me that, I asked him about it because I thought you were just trying to scare me, but then he said it was true. Then I told him that I submitted divorce papers for the two of you, and he totally freaked out on me. He's really scary all the time, and I can't just live with this. Well, that sounds to me like you are a problem, really. Please, I had no idea that you were actually paying for everything in the house this whole time. I thought it was James giving me spending money the whole time, but it was really coming from you. That's right, and it's been like that the whole time, but you just had no idea, and I doubt you would have believed it if I tried to convince you otherwise. But how could I ever guess something like that? That was really true. I would have no way of knowing. I tried to explain to you before actually, multiple times in fact. But every time I did, you just called me a jealous liar. But the fact that your son barely makes any money at all and you never bothered to ask him about it until it was too late. I didn't hide anything from you at all. You were just too dumb to do your homework before you went and kicked me out. But that isn't fair. How was I even supposed to know that was something I should have looked into in the first place? And it still doesn't change the fact that we don't have any money for ourselves. Well, I don't know what you want me to do about it. I already told you that you aren't going to get a cent from me. So don't bother asking. You were more than happy to live off my salary and use me to keep the house clean. And all the time, I never once got a word of gratitude. But I'm telling you that I had no idea about what the circumstances really were. And just whose fault is that? I thought that you were working so hard at cleaning the house because you knew that you didn't make enough money to be able to say anything against it. I really did think that James made more than you and that you were trying to get him to clean the house for you on top of that. Well, now you know that it was the exact opposite, not that it's going to change anything for you, you know? In fact, James doesn't even have a full-time job. He just works part-time anyways. Wait, what? Is that really true? That's right. So the fact that he's even making that much money is honestly a miracle given how few hours he works. Anyways, I don't really see the point in carrying on this conversation any further. I've told you all that you need to know. And nothing you say is ever going to make me change my mind in a million years. So you and James can have a good time figuring this out amongst yourself. Just leave me out of it. After that, I heard that the bills continued to pile up for Tracy and James, and that soon they couldn't even afford to make payments on the house anymore and they were kicked out. James was still furious at his mom and blamed what was happening all on her. He even stole what little money she had in her savings and ran off. Tracy had no choice but to go back to her hometown and beg her relatives to let her live with them. Except it was while Tracy was staying with her relatives that they learned that James had taken out some huge loans in her name before he ran off and disappeared. So not only did Tracy have every last penny stolen from her by her son, but he even took money from her that she didn't even have. I heard that when Tracy realized how she had been betrayed by her son and just how little James actually cared for her, that she fell into a deep depression and hardly even left the house. The debt problem was eventually cleared up because of the fraudulent nature of it. But even so, I don't think the damage it did to Tracy's heart ever recovered. As for James, I have no idea where he is right now. He fell off the map and is wanted for identity theft in connection to what he did to his mom. But whether he's been caught or is still on the run, whether he settled down and found a real job or is still a bum leeching of others, I just really have no clue at all. All I do know is that I'm glad to get rid of both of them and get on with my life without them. It was somewhat hard adjusting to being single after I went to my brother's wedding, but I talked to my family and they agreed to let me stay with them a while until I searched for a new place to live in. When I found one, I thanked my family and moved out. Now I'm able to concentrate on my work and on myself without people in my life expecting me to do everything for them.
Sarah, have you come around to me yet? Recently you've been very cold.
What? What are you talking about?
I can see that during our last little argument that I was in the wrong, but it can't just be me that's at fault here, right? So I'd like for us to forget all that and get back to having fun together. Really, I do love the crap out of you, so I want things to be better.
Stop saying such stupid things like that, okay? You know very well that the two of us being together is over. So what the hell are you going on and on about now?
There's no way we're just gonna throw away what we had. I understand now what you really wanted from me. Everything's fine now though, so you don't have to worry about a thing.
Huh? But I don't want anything from you anymore. I don't need you around me anymore, so you think you can just leave it at that? And actually, can you just stop talking to me in general?
Sarah, I want to marry you.
What?
Come on! You've been wanting to marry me for a while now, right? But in my case, I've just never really had the same feelings and I couldn't talk to you about marriage much. That's the reason why I stopped talking to you for a little while, right?
I can't believe what you're thinking. Are you sure you're okay? I never said I wanted to get married to you. You have it all wrong.
I'm telling you right now that I want to marry you, though. I'm literally proposing here, so you should be happy. You're 39 years old right now, and you had been asking to get married before, right?
I said that I wanted to get married, but I never once said that I wanted to be married to you.
How long are you gonna keep trying to keep your feelings down? I'm saying that I'm okay with marrying a middle-aged woman like you. It's strange that you're not even going to thank me for being so kind.
That's it right there. That's how you always view things to make it seem like it's okay to talk down to me like that.
Huh? What do you mean? I don't get it.
You expect that I'm just gonna say yes to you proposing, right? That's why you think after all this time of me talking about marriage, you can finally come to me when our relationship is at a bust and ask to marry me. You think that you're the one that gets to make the final call between us. I'm sorry, but at this age, I don't have the time to deal with someone that continues to act like my feelings don't matter. And I've told you plenty of times now that we're not even together anymore. How many times do I have to tell you that for you to understand me?
Listen, you can't be serious right now.
What?
The way you're acting now is only gonna make it harder for you to find a man that'll give his life to marry you. It's embarrassing for you, right? You're almost 40 years old now, and yet you still act like a child? I'm telling you that you'll never find another man who wants to marry you after me. Well, I suppose that me actually getting down on one knee will do the trick for you. Sarah, I want to be the one that gets to eat your cooking every day. Will you marry me?
No, I don't want a jerk like you to eat any of my cooking.
What? What does that mean?
I'm not marrying you. I'm saying no to your proposal. I'm sorry for continuing to reply to your texts, but I really do not have any intentions of marrying you. We've already been apart for some time now, so don't think of us as ever having a chance at marriage. Now, I'm gonna get going.
Stop messing around already.
No matter how you try to twist the situation, you're the only one that's messing around right now.
To think that some old woman is gonna turn down my proposal? You can stop joking around with me now, okay?
And I have no desire to marry a man that thinks he's better than the person he wants to be his wife. Like I said, you're just a crazy ex now, so there's no chance. Now, anything else from you is going to really piss me off, so I'm leaving now.
Are you just upset because I'm not asking you to marry me face to face? I guess there's no other options, huh? I'll come to your house to see you. Will that make you happy?
I have no idea why you can't seem to understand me saying no.
Well, I'll be at your house soon to give you a proper proposal. I'm surprised that I have to go this far just to get a middle-aged woman to marry me. I guess I really am a keeper, aren't I? You better start practicing your excited response to me.
Are you even listening to me? We aren't even dating anymore, so of course I'm going to say no to you.
I've just arrived at your house.
You're kidding.
Where did you run away to?
I'm literally running away from you. Why would I tell you where I've gone?
Why are you running away from me? Are you still not happy with me after everything I've done today?
What are you talking about? Seriously, what? All I remember you doing as you came to my front door was punching me in the gut for saying no to your proposal. You then went and started yelling at me and calling me horrible things for absolutely no reason. Why the hell else do you think I'm running away from you now? You're a frickin' danger to me.
Sarah, you're 39 years old, right? Are you really saying that you don't want to start a family? I'm being kind to you by giving up my life as a single man to join you in making that happen. Yet after all I've done for you today, you've acted like a total witch. You are one hell of an idiot. Maybe this is what they mean by becoming senile as you age.
Why do you keep talking? Are you not aware that I've had enough of you? You literally just punched me. I have no idea what makes you think you can be violent towards a woman you just asked to marry you.
Oh, come on. I wasn't being violent. You just happened to get in the way of my gesture there. All I was trying to do for you was show you my love for you, and you just happened to make the wrong choice at the wrong time. I think it's time that you realize you are not a young and cute girl anymore. No other man is gonna come after you asking for your hand in marriage like I am now. Now stop your pouting and get back over here.
Pouting? What makes you think this is me pouting right now? You don't even know a thing about me. All you are is some stranger to me that just punched me like a maniac. We're not even dating, yet you've come to me asking for marriage? That's messed up, man. I've told you at least 4 times now that I'm through with you, yet you still act like I'm being childish and pouting right now. This is ridiculous.
Huh? You can't say no to me. I've had enough of this. Now come back to me. I just got out of work after a long day earlier, and I was nice enough to come all the way over here to propose. So hurry up and talk with me about our marriage!
No, thank you.
I said I've had enough of your jokes. From now on, we have to think about becoming a family. And to do that, we can't waste any more time, right? Especially someone who's already halfway through their life. They have no time to waste turning down marriage and making jokes about it. I'm sorry that I happened to punch you, but we're going to get married and you're going to like it.
I just spoke with the police.
Huh?
I told them that you got upset over me saying no to your proposal and ended up choosing violence. It's funny because I never once asked for you to marry me either. We had broken up a while back, so what makes you think I'd seriously still be thinking about you? But I guess you aren't thinking, are you? Or at least not thinking straight. And that's why things have come to this. I was thinking of even forgiving you, but I guess that would have been a huge mistake.
Huh? What do you mean? I have no idea what you're going off about, but you need to calm down. That whole thing about you telling the police was just a joke as well, right?
The only person that I wish was joking right now would be you. In my case, I haven't said one thing that's been a joke. And me talking to the police about this is all facts. That's all I have left to say to you. Is there a problem or something?
We're supposed to become a family, right? There's no way that you would choose to go with the police about this, right?
I know you said you want to become my husband and all, but I'm sorry to say that the police had to get involved the moment you chose to punch me. What's wrong with a violent man being taken in by the police?
You really plan to have your husband taken into custody, huh? I'm tired of you playing these pointless games with me. I did nothing to provoke any of this.
Are you kidding? You just came to your ex's house and punched her in the gut.
I so did not. All I did was tap you on the stomach a little, you know?
Oh, just shut the hell up, you prick. I'm not only getting really frustrated with you right now, but I'm actually starting to see red.
You get back into this house right now. I'm waiting for you in my car right now. If you don't get back here soon, I'm going to come out and look for you.
Say whatever you'd like. The police are already on their way over there. And so the next time you see me, it'll be with both me and my lawyer. If that's what you want, then I'm free meeting you anytime.
What? Your lawyer? Why do you have a lawyer? Not only have you gotten the police involved, but now you have your own lawyer with you? Are you going insane?
The only person that has gone insane is you, Roy. We only dated for about 2 months or so. And in the end, I made it very clear that we had broken up and that I was finished with you. Yet you still act like we're together. In my mind, there's not a single thought about you, yet you've come back thinking that proposing to me will fix all of this for you? I think you'd fare pretty well with a long stay at some mental hospital, don't you think? I'm a 39-year-old woman right now. I don't have the patience or time to sit here taking crap from some lost cause of a man all day that thinks he has the right to talk down to me like I have nothing. Which is wild, since compared to me, you're a complete and utter mess. I'm aware that you're younger than me, but only by a single year. Which doesn't even seem right considering you have the maturity of a 5-year-old right now. Do you not see any problems with all of this, Roy?
Hold on now. You don't have to get all worked up over all this, right? I'm surprised right now. I've never seen you get this angry before, and I've known you forever.
You haven't even known me for a year. This is all because you've pushed me way past my limit. Well, I hope that after this conversation, my lawyer will be able to see that we have in fact not been together this whole time. This will all make great evidence. All the texts you've sent that don't make any sense and the parts where you just forced yourself over to my house. Everyone will even be able to see how you acting this crazy led to you punching me in the gut.
I don't quite understand why you want to do all this, but you're going to make this situation much worse. Do you think that you can just call everything off? All I did was propose to you because I have a large portion of love for you.
Really? Don't try to make me laugh.
Huh? What?
You say you came to propose to me, but I'm also aware that you have a lot of debt. The only reason you want me to marry you is so that I'll pay it all off.
Wait, no. Why would I ever do that?
Seems you're starting to change your attitude now that I've brought up your true reasoning behind all this. When I found out you had that much in debt, I chose to break up with you. And that's why even now I'm saying no to your proposal. You can see now the reason why I don't want to be with you, right? I've told you the truth.
I never wanted you to pay for my debt. Everything that's had to do with my debt is my problem, not yours.
Well, either way, I made it super clear that I'd never say yes to you, yet you come to my house and punched me in the gut for it. It's perfectly reasonable for me to call the police on you.
Do you really not want to be my wife?
I've said it already, Roy. I never planned on getting married to you. And now that you've assaulted me and have all that debt, it's a definite no. Maybe you should have taken care of yourself before coming to me with a question like that.
I don't have to take care of myself. I was planning on having you as my wife so we could have a happy time together. None of this was about the money I owe. But if you really are saying that you won't marry me, then at least give me some money. I'll take that for all this time of mine that you've wasted.
After all you've done and said, what part makes you think that it's a good idea to ask for money from me now? You're about to be taken into custody, and after that you'll be seeing me in court with my lawyer. I'll make sure that you pay for not only assaulting me, but also for causing me all this stress.
What? So I'm the one that's wrong here?
Oh, for Christ's sake. You punched a woman in the stomach. I know that you thought a 39-year-old woman would say yes to you about getting married, but I would never marry a freak like you, even if you were the last man on this planet. I don't even think that women older than me would be stupid enough to marry someone as messed up in the head as you. Women have the right to make their own choice, Roy. And nobody is going to choose to marry a full-grown man that they'd end up having to raise like a child. So if you think you can just find another woman to go and marry you, go ahead. I'll be waiting to see what they think of you.
I never thought that you would go this far to say no to me.
Well, maybe if you just listened to my answer in the first place, this wouldn't need to be happening. So, have you finally come to see that your screwed up thought processes and actions are the reason behind me hating you?
I understand. Can you please forgive me for punching you? If the police get involved in this and take me, the company I work for is gonna learn about this. If they hear about all this, then I'll definitely get fired from my job. Can you please call the police and tell them to stop?
It's way too late for you to start reasoning like an adult now. You made it very clear to everyone that you're just a piece of crap. This is what happens when you think you can take advantage of some middle-aged woman.
I'm saying sorry for all this, aren't I? Please!
I'm going into my 40s here soon and have a very nice job and a house now. I'm living a better life than I had expected. Yet, how about you? You've only just started working your low-level office job and you're deep in debt. And you go out telling older women to marry you so that they can help you with your problems. You even expect them to pay everything off for you. Disgusting. How could you ever think you had the upper hand on me?
I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean any harm, and I really am terribly sorry for punching you today. I promise that I'll never come around or talk to you ever again. So can you please just stop whatever it is you have planned for me?
I'm well aware you won't ever see me again. But I've already decided on what has to be done, so I can't stop it now. Now, it's getting late. Just make sure you tell the police everything you've done when they arrive, okay? You'll be far better off telling the truth to them than having to be exposed in court. Just after telling her ex that things were over for him, the police arrived and dragged him out of his car to the front of her house. They took him into the county jail and there charged him with assault. The news was also relayed to Roy's workplace and he was promptly fired from his job there. Roy was then found to be really far back on payments towards his house and car and lost both of those to the bank. He also didn't have any money to afford a lawyer, and so he was given one. And when asking his parents to come and help him, they told him they no longer wanted him as their son. At this point, Roy became even deeper in debt and could no longer see himself ever escaping the hell he was in. And since Sarah made it clear that she never wanted to be around him anymore, moved to a new apartment and made sure that the complex was closed and surrounded with different forms of security. So with that, it's very unlikely she'll ever have to think of Roy coming after her again. I'm sure that makes her feel the most relaxed she's felt in a long while. All she hopes for now is that Roy learns his mistakes in jail and that he one day can become an adult like the rest of his age group.
Hey, what the heck was that all about?
What is it, you stupid little brat?
You lied to me about how the date for the wedding had been changed, didn't you?
Ah, so you figured out that that was just a lie.
I knew it. So you really were trying to lie to me there. Why? Why would you lie to me about details like that?
Well, there were some things that came up and changed the current situation for me. And that led me to wanting you to stay away from my wedding is all.
Wanting me to stay away? What happened that would make you want me to stay away?
Well, come on now. Think about it yourself, would you? The wedding's going to be one of the most important days for Piper and me, and I'd rather you celebrate our wedding from afar, if you know what I mean.
What the heck? I can't believe that you try and keep the little sister of the bride away from her wedding. Do you have any idea how much effort I've helped put into this wedding for you two?
What are you going on about there, Riley?
Well, it's probably better that you don't know what I'm talking about now. But anyway, Piper has asked for me to be there at the wedding and not to miss a thing.
Is that so? Well, even if she wants you to be there, I don't. I don't want you there for the sake of Piper's and my future together.
I am her little sister. I am a part of Piper's family. I am going to make sure I'm there on the day of her wedding for her, whether you like it or not, all right? What are you trying to do, Damien? I can't believe you're taking things this far now.
What? You still haven't gotten out of here yet? I don't care how many times you try and message me in order to get me to talk. I have a lot on my plate at the moment. There are very important customers here for me, and I can't be slowed down by you. I told you to get out of here, so scram!
Why are you trying so dang hard to get me to leave this place, Damien?
I don't want someone with the looks of you coming into this place. This wedding is meant to be a place for celebration, not disgust.
And I came here today to celebrate you and my sister getting married, just like the rest of the guests.
I'm the groom here, and I want you gone.
Are you kidding me? I am Piper's little sister, for God's sake. Do you not realize how bad things could turn out for you if she found out how hard you're trying to get rid of me?
You're nothing to me, and you're going to be nothing to her as well once this wedding happens. Do you really think I accept someone with a scar like that on her face as my little sister?
Wait, that's your reason for acting like that? You want me out of this wedding because of the scar on my face?
That's exactly right, Riley.
What the heck? How were you ever able to find a way to marry my sister of all people when you say things like that?
That's because she's madly in love with me. And that's the reason why today is a very, very special day for her and I. Do you think either of us really want you to be here, ruining the vibe at our wedding with a hideous face like that?
So you just want me gone because you think I'm going to ruin your wedding with my looks?
Yep, that's right. I want you gone in order to safeguard my future with Piper.
No frickin' way.
Shut the hell up. I have a lot of things going on right now, and I do not need you here getting in my way any longer. Hurry the hell up and get lost. And once you're gone, don't you ever come back around your sister and me. I have a lot riding on my plate now, and don't need you here screwing it up.
A lot riding on your plate?
There's someone I'm waiting for. Someone very important to me that will decide the fate of my future. Someone who's very powerful in the world of music production. They're coming to this wedding today, as they happen to already know Piper. If I'm able to get on that producer's good side, then my dream of making it big won't be too far away anymore.
However, once anyone learns about the real person you're hiding under that mask, I don't think anyone will want you making it big.
The real person I am? I'm the perfect person, Riley. What about me am I hiding from others that would turn them off?
I'll tell you, you're the kind of person that thinks it's all right to do as they please. The kind of person that finds it completely all right to have me kicked out of my own sister's wedding just because of my looks. I cannot believe my sister is marrying a man like you.
You're just over-exaggerating things. I'm not doing any of this because I'm a bad person. Rather, I'm just trying to protect my future with your sister.
What future am I going to harm? I haven't done a single thing that would be harming your future with her. You literally were just over here kicking me to the ground and getting all my dress clothes dirtied. You've even gotten my hands scuffed up pretty badly by what you've done.
Ha! Who cares that you have a couple more cuts on your hands now? You already have that massive scar on your face, so nobody will notice a thing. Ha ha!
This is unbelievable. You have no right talking about me like that, Damien. I really should have made sure to meet with you before all this started. Then I would have had time to stop this wedding and make sure that you never got married to my sister.
Ha! Well, it's too late for that now. See ya!
The wedding will be starting at 11 a.m., okay? I'm sure you're already here, though, right? Yeah, I'm here. I was thinking of having small cheers before things kicked off, so perhaps you can start making your way over to me. All right, I'll be over to you in a little bit. Don't be late, all right? I want you to be here to join the cheers, and then after that, be ready to watch the whole wedding. I also want to show off my wedding dress to you. I'll be there for all of that, I promise. But why do you want me seeing everything? Well, that's because I care about you a lot, Riley. I feel as though you deserve to be around me on my biggest day so that I can show you how much I care about you, like you've cared for me. You're still going on about things like that? But I should. We don't have to talk about things from the past anymore, Piper, okay? This is supposed to be your big day, and I want you to be focused on that more than me. I know, but I want you to be here to see my dress before the rest of the guests do. I want you to see that this time I'll be all right. Then you can stop worrying about me for good and get back to focusing on your own life. Thank you for that. I didn't think you were that worried about my situation. But no matter how much you try and show me you're okay, I'm going to be thinking about you. You're my family, after all, and that's what we do for our family. Yeah, that's exactly right. So I'm going to continue doing everything in my power to make sure you're the happiest you can be. Well, you might want to know that I do a lot of this for another reason as well. To make up for some of the past where I may have hurt you more than a little sister should. I hope you understand that as well, and know that I want to make everything right between us. Yeah, of course I know that. I'm the one that's relying on you now, so I promise that everything you do won't make me upset or hurt. And I promise that everything you're doing is truly making things right for us. Thank you, Piper. You've made me feel a lot more confident about what needs to be done next, then. What? What are you talking about? I have just a few more things to do, and then I'll be over there to see you before the cheers. Then we can talk. You'd better stop all your crap, because I'm coming back in.
No way! I was just about to go and tell Piper that you'd gone back home and wouldn't be here for the wedding.
She's not going to believe any of that to be true, though. I was just asked by her to hurry things up and go see her in a few minutes.
That woman is madly in love with me.
What?
I think that song I sung for her ensnared her in my line, and I'm going to reel her in by the end of the day without her ever getting off it. That's the reason why she's always been following me around, Riley. She can't get away. She doesn't want to get away. And that's just what I want from her as well. She's very convenient to me. So I need to make sure she's always at my side and on my side.
Convenient?
She listens to everything I tell her. And she never does anything crazy when it comes to being my partner. So I'm not going to lose any of my fans over her. She's the perfect woman for me to be with. And I'm not letting her go. And you want to know what makes her the best woman of all? The most convenient woman of all? When I told her I wanted this wedding, she went right ahead and did every single thing for me in terms of getting it prepared. And the best part of all? I didn't have to pay a single dime. This is all amazing for me.
I see. So that's what she is to you.
And to top things all off, she happens to have friends in the music business. Honestly, I have to say that she's the perfect tool for me to use. So until I've made it big in the music world, she's going to stay at my side.
What is all of this, Damien? Acting like you can just use her like that?
Once I've become a star, I won't have any use for her anymore. I'll make sure to get rid of her then, and you can have her back as your sister. I wouldn't want her to be left on the streets after I'm done with her. Littering is bad for the environment, so would you please make sure to be there to dispose of her properly?
I really don't know what else to say about any of that.
And that's totally okay with me. You staying quiet really helps me stay focused. I have a lot of things going on in my life, and you being around me yapping all the time is not going to help. So, get any final words off your chest now if you have any. My time for you is dwindling.
So is the person you've been waiting for come yet?
Nope, not yet. I'm sure they're far more busy than I am right now. They might not make it here until after the wedding has already started.
What will you do if that's the case?
I'll just have the wedding put on hold and wait until they arrive. I can't have the wedding start before that famous music producer has arrived.
So you are really looking to get on that producer's good side then?
Well, of course I am. To me, that producer is one of the few people in my life that can change my life for the better.
I see. Well, luckily there is still some time before the wedding gets underway, right?
That's right. But what does any of that matter to you? This wedding, and whatever else goes on here, has nothing to do with you. And once it's over, you won't have anything to do with your sister and I. I'm going to tell your sister that she and I are cutting ties with you for good. Ha 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 ha!
Go right ahead and tell her that. I really do plan on things after the wedding being completely and utterly over between us.
What's all that about? Are you finally coming around to see that we don't want you around us? I'm being serious when I say that I don't want your butt around us ever again.
Well, we'll just have to see how things play out then today. You might end up taking those words back. The wedding still isn't started yet, right?
You're still going on about things like that? I'm sure you can tell by the time that it's not quite started yet.
Really? Well, if it hasn't quite started yet, then there's still time. Also, this is going to be the last time I bother you.
What's going on with you? You're not going to be allowed to see this wedding, you freak!
I'm not talking about coming to see your wedding. To you, today is supposed to be that huge turning point in your life, right?
That's right. I'm sure you understand that after all the times I've had to explain that to you now.
But before that's able to happen for you, there is something that must be done.
What do you mean? Something else needs to be done?
You're going to need to be taken into custody by the police.
The police? What the hell are you going on about now?
Well, I was kicked to the ground today by a man, right? And I ended up getting hurt in the process of it. That makes for a pretty good case when it comes to both the police and to the court. So I've made sure to have them get involved as soon as possible, and that also means you having to be taken away by the police.
What are you talking about? All I did was push you a little, and you fell to the ground softly, right?
You think that's all you did to me, Damien? You kicking me to the ground like that resulted in me getting injured. I don't think your bullcrap reasoning for it is going to fly with the police or in court either.
Hold on. You're getting way too far ahead of yourself right now. I have a lot going on today, and this wedding is one of the most important moments of my life. You can't just take this moment away from me.
I don't care about your important moments. I'm going to get in touch with a lawyer over what's happened to me today, and then I'll make sure that the next place I'm seeing you is in the courthouse. As of right now, though, I'm going to be reporting what's happened to the police. Do you want to tell them about what you have to say? How right now is an important moment in your life, so they can't take you away for assaulting me? Maybe they will actually listen to you and let you go. Tell them that today is your turning point and that it is not to be messed with by anyone, which is very much true. Today is a major turning point in your life, but not for the better.
Who do you think is even going to believe what you tell them about us?
What was that? My hands and arms are covered in scrapes right now, so I'm pretty sure it's not hard to prove what happened.
I think it will be, though. Everyone is going to think that you just fell down and got all those scrapes. You are a clumsy idiot after all.
This doesn't have to do with me being clumsy to people or not. All I have to do is say that I was kicked to the ground by you and the police will have to take action.
But nobody's going to believe such a weak claim as that. So just shut the hell up and leave me alone. All you're going to do by telling the police is damaging yourself even more.
Well, to be honest, I'm totally fine with them not believing me.
Huh? Then why were you making such a big deal about it just then? What's going on with you?
I just need for the police to look into what happened a little is all.
Why do you want that?
Well, because at the front of the reception hall where you kicked me to the ground, there's a security camera. When they have a look at the recording on it, they will find out that I am not lying at all and come deal with you, which I'm sure will happen.
What?
So I'm sorry to say, but this is it for your turning point being anything other than bad. Also, you might want to kiss goodbye to your chances of getting married to my sister. You can think up a new plan for yourself becoming a star while sitting over at the county jail for a little while.
Wait. Are you really going to take all of this to the police?
I already said that I would. Why would I lie about doing something like that to you? I'm about to get on the phone with them right now, so would you please stop texting me?
But if you do something like that...
Then you'll be taken into custody, right?
And if that happens, I won't be able to have my wedding to Piper!
Well, of course not. The wedding will be canceled by that point.
Do you think doing something like that to us is okay, though?
I have no other choice now. I was attacked by the groom of that wedding.
But your sister will be affected by all of this as well. Piper won't be able to get wed to me!
That's right. She's a very important member of my family, so this is all for the best.
Well, what about me? Aren't I a part of your family, too?
No, you are not. Just a while ago, you were going on about how you don't want to think of me as your little sister, right?
That was just me being I wasn't thinking at the time.
So what? You think I'm just going to forgive you for not thinking? Because you've been doing it all day now, and I'm starting to think you might not have a brain in that head whatsoever.
Do you have any idea how much your sister has been looking forward to this wedding, though?
Oh, I do. I've been talking with her about it leading up to today.
Well then, what the hell are you thinking trying to ruin this wedding for her?
You think you have the right to be saying things like that to me when you're the type of person that can just kick someone to the ground over how they look?
You're her little sister, so don't do something that's going to make her sad!
The only thing that will make her sad is being married to a loser like you.
Don't you say something like that to me! You're just talking from your own ego now!
All right, then. I can see that us talking about this right now isn't going to get anywhere. How about you try talking with my sister and seeing what she thinks about this?
Sure thing. I'll go let her know about what you're trying to do. But let me tell you, she's not going to be favoring you any. because she's already too far on my side. And she's not going to listen to a thing you try and say. Ha 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 ha!
And if that's how things turn out, then I guess there was no helping her.
Piper, something bad has happened.
What's happened?
Your little sister is trying to tear this whole wedding apart.
Huh? What are you talking about?
She just went off the deep end a second ago, telling me about how she won't let me have you as my wife, and then she's going to put a stop to the wedding. If we don't do something about her now, this wedding's going to be canceled. Can you please go tell her to knock all of that off?
That's not going to be a problem, Damien.
What do you mean? Why not?
Because I've already gone and told all the guests that this wedding is being canceled.
Why would you do something like that?
Well, isn't it obvious? I can't get married to a monster that thinks it's okay to make fun of the scar my sister has, and then assaults her in order to get her to leave my wedding.
Wait. Why do you think something like that happened?
I heard all about it from Riley. You are literally the worst man I've known.
Hold on a second. You have this all backwards, Piper. She's lying to you right now. Also that she can get her way of making sure that we don't have our wedding today.
Well, then what was all that stuff you said in those texts you sent to her earlier? Riley showed me that whole conversation. Are you still going to try and tell me that she's been lying to me?
You saw all of that? Wait a sec. I just had to say all of that at the time.
What do you mean you had to say all of that at the time? You're telling me you had no other choice but to tell her to get lost?
But today's a very important day for the two of us, so I wanted her to be as far away as possible from it. For us!
And that's because of the scar she has on her face?
Well, yeah. Yeah, it's because of that. This wedding's going to have a lot of people at it who are very important to us. You of all people should know what this wedding means to me.
Oh, cut the crap, Damien. Who the hell do you think you are saying such rude stuff to my sister like that?
Why are you mad at me for that?
You know why I'm mad right now. The man I've been planning to marry has been treating my little sister like she's some kind of monster. You think I'm just going to let that kind of behavior from you keep happening?
Wait a second. Just chill out for me.
You think I can chill out for you right now after seeing all the things you said? Did you know that the reason she has such a huge scar on her face is because of me?
What? Are you kidding me?
I'm not. When I was younger, I had been carrying a kettle filled with boiling hot water. And as she was walking by me, I slipped, spilling all of that hot water onto her face. Her face was a mess that day, and it later ended up being terribly scarred by the burns.
Is that right?
It's because of me that Riley ended up giving up on her dreams of being a music artist.
What? She was making music as well?
She was. Her goal was to become a pro at the time, and she spent every second of her life going towards that goal. But because of what I'd done, that dream of hers vanished. And as of right now, she's working a completely different kind of job.
I never knew about that.
That's why I wanted to be there for you, since you have that same dream that she had. And with the help of Riley, her and I were going to support you in making sure that you had a major debut and everything like that. But now, I'm not so sure you deserve anything like our help.
I made a mistake, all right? I'm sorry for doing something that wasn't exactly as you wanted and caused you to get a little upset with me. But you have to understand that I was doing all of that for our sake.
That has nothing to do with anything right now. I will not take you making fun of my little sister's face as a way of protecting us. That's why this wedding is over with, Damien. Riley is already talking with the police right now, I believe, so you're going to be taken into custody by them after all this. Give it up with those weak lies you keep trying to make up and just come forward about everything you've done to her. Now, I'm busy with a lot of things. Good luck with whatever awaits you next.
For crying out loud. Right now she's not bothering to read any more of my goddamn texts!
Do you understand your position now? Piper is not on your side in any of this, so you're on your own now.
Well, it's not like I really needed to have the wedding with her anyway.
Is that so? I guess you didn't need to make such a big deal about me being there, not after all.
Well, I suppose that's so. This wedding was only about me meeting that music producer anyway, so I couldn't care less about it being canceled.
Oh, is that so? But I'm sure once they hear about you, they might not want to come see you after all, right?
They won't have to know anything about me. As long as I keep my composure and make myself look like the star I'm meant to be. Then they'll never suspect what I did to you as being true. I sure am lucky they didn't arrive while everything between you and I was going down. Looks like God isn't going to look away from me just yet.
I'm not so sure about that. I believe that God took his eyes off you long ago and no longer cares about your future.
Huh? What are you going on about now?
I'm going on about that music producer you keep waiting to meet with. They've already been at the wedding for a while now.
What are you trying to get at?
I'm trying to say that the music producer you've been waiting for has been around you for a while now. But for the past hour or so, they haven't been able to get back into the building.
You're lying, right? There's no way that's possible.
I am very sorry to be bursting your bubble like that, but what I'm saying is the truth. I am the music producer that you've been waiting to meet with today, Damien.
What? But I never heard anything about you being the producer from Piper.
Really? So Piper never told you anything about this?
What? When you gave up on becoming a pro artist, did you instead go towards becoming a very famous music producer?
You must have learned about that from her today then.
So that's what she meant by me getting both hers and your support?
And I was really looking forward to coming and seeing what you were all about today as an artist.
No, wait. There must have been some miscommunication here.
Miscommunication? You're telling me you making fun of my face and literally kicking me to the ground in order to get me to leave was a miscommunication? Do you mind if I have a bit of your time to tell you something?
About all of this?
Now, hold on there, Damien. You might not have the time to listen to me, but that goes both ways then. I'm not wasting my time sitting here listening to you make up excuses for your actions.
Well then, before you tell me whatever else you have to say, can you listen to my song for you? I have a lot of confidence in it blowing you away, and you might even be willing to forget about what happened before then.
No, I'm not listening to it. No matter how good your music might actually be, you're not the kind of person I'm willing to produce for. You don't seem to have the same views as I do, so things will never work out. Unlike you, I happen to hate using people without giving them something in return. And I also really hate those who judge people's appearances alone.
But my music is different from my personality.
And it might just be, but your personality is far too abrasive for me to work with. Honestly, it's too abrasive for anyone to want to work with.
Crap. Piper, I'm so sorry about so many things, alright? All of the talks about me getting that major debut are over with, and I'm going to end up becoming nothing now. What am I supposed to do with myself now?
What do you want from me?
I'm sure what I have to say is going to cause even more problems for you, but I'd like for you to think about all of this again, and come back to me!
You really think I want to go back to you?
But I've changed!
Really? You've changed that quickly? I don't believe you. Not after all the things you said about my sister and I.
Hey, Piper, please! Are you really okay with all that's going to happen here? Are you really going to be able to go up to everyone and explain the reasoning for why this wedding is being cancelled? People might start to suspect other things, and terrible rumors will begin to form about us. There'll be people that come out of this thinking you're the problem. I don't want people to start thinking about you, because you mean far too much to me. So at the very least, let's have this wedding.
No, thank you. I'm going with Riley to the police. Then there will be nothing left for you to do.
Hey, are you being serious about all that?
I sure am. There's no reason to us having a wedding anymore, as all the love I had for you is gone now.
What do you mean all that love is gone?
I'm saying that the flame that I had in my heart for you before is now cold, and I no longer want to be married to you.
You don't want to marry me?
You think I want to have a wedding with someone that I don't even want to marry anymore? That's why the wedding is canceled, Damien.
What's going to happen then? You already used a lot of money paying for this whole wedding. If you cancel it now, then you'll have to pay for the rest of the wedding anyway. Think all of this through, please.
Oh, don't worry yourself about any of that. This wedding was all put on by Riley.
What did you say?
The only way I was able to get her to help me was by saying you didn't have any money at the moment to pay for the wedding. I told her that by putting this wedding on for us, she'd have a chance at getting herself another artist to work with, and that was what settled things. Of course, she's going to have to pay for this wedding and the cancellation fees and all, but that money won't be coming out of her pockets. It'll all be coming from you once she's taken it.
What the fuck? Why is she going to get any money from me?
You know very well why, Damien. You are the reason for this wedding being canceled, and now you're going to have to pay her the money she's wasted on it. Had you just acted like a responsible human being, none of this would have had to happen. And then you and I could have happily had the wedding.
And I'm sure that's the case.
Now I'm heading to the police station with Riley.
Are you really going to do this to us, Piper?
Shut the hell up. Just be quiet and wait for me to get back with you later. Ugh, thank goodness we were able to settle all of that for now. What ended up happening to Damien? He was taken away by the police, finally. I see. I'm so sorry that you had to end up being wrapped into all his craziness today. The fact that you had to get hurt as well because of him, it makes me feel even worse for you. I'm sure you're going to hate me even more now, right? Hey, I told you to stop it with that kind of attitude. I don't have anything against you about the past, and what happened today wasn't your fault. But I was the reason you gave up on your dreams of becoming a music artist, right? You have to still have feelings against me for that. Well, you're not wrong about you being the reason for it, but I'm not holding anything against you for that. Right now, the job I have as a music producer is a lot more fitting for myself, I think. What? I find it way too much fun being in charge of supporting others in their dreams of becoming huge artists in the future. So you really don't have to worry about me anymore, as I'm doing just fine where I'm at now. All right. Thank you for saying that. And as for right now, you're the one who's going through a lot more trouble, right? Your marriage ended up never coming to fruition. That's true. But I think it's better that things ended up the way they did today between us. What do you mean? Well, I wanted to hurry up and show you the kind of person I'd become today. And a part of that was by getting married to someone in order to show that your older sister was doing fine for herself. I kind of forced myself to look for someone who I could get married to quickly, and that landed me with Damien. I see. But hey, you don't have to rush things like marriage when it means you might end up with a man as bad as him. I see that now. Sorry. Don't apologize for it. Just make sure that the next guy you try marrying doesn't end up being an idiot like Damon is. After that, due to the things we had told the police about Damien, he was taken into custody by them and held at the county jail for questioning. Because of that, his image in the area was tarnished, and he would no longer become the artist he had been dreaming of. And that dream of ever getting a big debut with me was crushed by my hands. After being taken to court and told to pay me for the wedding and injuries I sustained, it was found that he didn't have the money to do so. He scrambled around asking friends and family to lend him money to help pay me. But due to the fact that he was in this position due to his violence, nobody dared work with him. And this led to him never being able to borrow any money from anyone he knew. As of right now, he's begun working 3 jobs and is trying his best to save up all the money he needs to pay me for the settlement I've asked for. And during this time, he's tried again and again to get back in touch with Piper about getting back together with her. But each and every time, she ignores him after giving a big no.
Melanie, what are you up to today? I'm at your house now, but my son tells me that you're coming home late tonight. Would you please make an effort to come home earlier so that I can see you today? I'm trying to finish up work and I'll be home as soon as I'm done. Please don't be angry with me. I have to get this done today. Don't use work as an excuse to avoid seeing me. Work is not an excuse, but you have a point. I don't want to see you given the choice. You're always so mean to me. The last time that you came over, you spilled sugar on the floor on purpose. Do you know how many ants came into our dining room because of that? Well, it's your fault for not wiping up the floors right away. And how dare you say that I spilled the sugar on purpose? I mean, who does that? My hand slipped, that's all.
I was watching you. You picked up the container of sugar, opened the lid, and spilled the contents onto the floor.
Your hand did not slip.
I love how you make up such ridiculous excuses. I know that you can be pretty mean to me at times, but I still like you nonetheless. But sometimes you get carried away.
Enough chatting. I need you to come home and make dinner for us. You're not going to make John prepare dinner, are you?
He's more than happy to make dinner tonight. In fact, he offered. It makes sense too because I'm still at work.
You don't know how John really feels. You pressure him into doing things. He can't say no to you. Besides, as his wife, isn't it your job to prepare the meals?
What world are you living in? It's completely normal for men to cook. Whoever said that it was a woman's job to prepare all the meals? Besides, men who cook are really popular with the ladies.
That's just what young men are saying because they can't stand up to their girlfriends or wives. What happened to traditional rules like the woman taking care of the house for her husband?
Look, we no longer live in a world where women are expected to stay at home and take care of their houses and their husbands. I'm so glad that the rules for women have changed for the better. John doesn't expect me to do all the housework on my own, so I have time to relax whenever I want to.
I don't know why John chose someone like you to marry. You say that you're busy with work, but how come you have the time to be texting me right now?
I told my boss that my mother-in-law was texting me, so he allowed me to respond, but he's getting impatient with me.
Well, get back to work then. I'm so ashamed to have you as my daughter-in-law.
I don't think that I'm such a bad wife to John. You, on the other hand, you're a terrible mother-in-law. You're always nagging me and trying to make my life miserable. I'm trying to make you happy too, so please don't be so hard on me.
Okay, whatever. I've given up on getting you to prepare dinner for us tonight. I'll make dinner tonight. Are you excited?
Why the sudden change in your mood? I don't get it. John already agreed to make dinner for us, so why don't you let him?
John came home from work tired. I can't ask him to make dinner. I'm nice, so I'll have dinner ready for you too. Once you get home, we can all sit down for dinner.
That sounds nice, but you do know that I'm allergic to wheat, right?
What? I had no idea.
Well, now you know. I'm allergic to wheat, so there are certain foods that I can't eat. I'm sure that I told you about it before.
I thought that you just didn't like wheat. I didn't think that it was an actual food allergy. You shouldn't be so picky about what you want to eat and what you don't.
So you think that I'm lying about my food allergy? Why in the world would I do something like that? I hope that you're not going to force me to eat wheat. That would be crazy, even for you.
Of course I wouldn't do that. I'm not a monster. I know how dangerous food allergies can be. But in your case, it's not an allergy. You just don't like to eat wheat.
You've got it all wrong. I really am allergic to wheat. I have some blood test results if you don't believe me.
And I don't believe you. When are you gonna stop lying about having a food allergy? I've seen a photo of you eating bread.
That bread was made with rice flour, and it doesn't contain any wheat. That's why I was able to eat that bread.
I've never heard of bread without wheat. You must be making this up. And I've seen you eat other things that contain wheat, like fried chicken, for instance.
I substitute rice flour for the wheat flour so that I can eat all those foods. How can you not know this? You've been a housewife for how many years now?
Are you making fun of me? You know what? I'm going to prove to everyone that you're lying about your wheat allergy.
I don't know why this is such a big deal to you. And why can't you be nicer to me?
If you don't believe me, please ask John. He knows the truth. I'm not going to bother John with such a silly question. And I don't want him to know that his wife was lying about her food allergy either. I don't want him doubting you for something so small. Then why don't you take a look at my blood test results? That will clear up this misunderstanding. I bet you falsified your blood test results. It's easy to do that nowadays with all the technology that's out there. But why in the world would I do that? What's in it for me? I really need to get back to work now. My manager is not happy that I've been texting you all this time. Well, I'm not going to forgive you for deceiving John and I. None of this is my fault, and I didn't do anything wrong. And I don't enjoy arguing with you either. I wish we got along better. And I know that you spilled milk on me on purpose this morning. Because of it, I was late to work. Well, you should have given yourself more time to get ready for work. Then you wouldn't have been late over spilled milk. Don't blame everything on me. Well, you're clearly to blame. This isn't fair to me. And it's natural to want to stay in bed as long as possible. I was really tired too. I'll be waiting for you with dinner ready on the table. Come home as soon as you can, okay?
Okay, see you then.
A few hours later. I can't believe that you went as far as calling an ambulance tonight. It looks like you got over your distaste for wheat tonight. You should be grateful to me.
30 minutes later.
How long are you gonna keep ignoring me? I know that you're trying to make a big deal out of this by ignoring me, but it's not working. You're not going to fool me with your lies. The wheat allergy is not the only thing that you lied about. Why did you lie about your allergy in the first place? You were fine when I made you eat a piece of bread.
Melanie is in a coma now because of what you did to her.
What? How did that happen? She was perfectly fine a few hours ago.
What the hell were you thinking? This is not a game. Melanie has a serious food allergy, and you made her eat some bread when I wasn't looking. How could you?
John, what do you mean about Melanie being in a coma? Melanie's just pretending. Don't let her fool you.
Did it look like she was acting to you? Because it sure didn't look that way to me. Now she's in the hospital. This is serious. I told you many times that she had a wheat allergy. Why would you bring over some bread when you knew that?
But I've seen her eating bread before, so I thought that it would be okay. I didn't think that she was actually allergic to wheat.
The bread that Melanie was eating was made with rice flour.
She did mention that to me too, but I thought that she was making it all up.
Melanie is really allergic to wheat. Even a small amount can be lethal to her. I can't believe that you forced her to eat bread with wheat in it. What were you thinking? She's in a coma, and I don't know if she's ever going to wake up. How could you do this to her?
But I didn't. Melanie is always lying, so I assumed that it was another one of her lies. It's not my fault that I didn't believe what she was saying to me.
I know that Melanie makes stupid jokes, like telling us that she came home riding a wild boar, but she would never joke about something like this. She likes to joke around, but that doesn't make her a liar. She's the most honest person I know, and I'm sure that you feel the same way.
Well, she made it difficult for me to differentiate between her jokes and her lies.
There's no point in me wasting my time talking to you. That's not going to make Melanie any better.
John, I'm sorry about what happened to Melanie, but it wasn't my fault. I would never do anything to hurt Melanie intentionally, let alone you.
So, you were doing Melanie a favor when you shoved a piece of bread into her mouth? You make me sick. I'm ashamed to be related to you. I'm going to get back at you for what you did to Melanie. You better watch out.
John, can we please talk about this face to face? I'm really sorry about Melanie. You have to believe me.
Shut up! I'm going to tell the police about what you did to Melanie.
Why would you involve the police? This is a family matter.
Well, I no longer consider you to be my family. Melanie is my only family as far as I'm concerned.
Please don't say that.
If you're still at my house, I want you to leave. I never want to see your face again.
But it's the middle of the night. How am I supposed to get home? And it's not like you to threaten me like this. What's gotten into you?
Do you not understand the seriousness of what you've done to Melanie? You committed attempted murder! And the worst part of it all is that you don't even feel bad about what you've done. All you do is keep making excuses for yourself. Now get out of my house!
But
A few days later.
Melanie, are you feeling better? I'm so relieved that you came out of your coma. I was so worried about you.
I'm fine now. Thank you. I can't believe that I was in a coma for a few days, though. I guess I'm tougher than I look.
I'm so happy that you're back to being your old self.
What happened with your mother?
I'm furious with her, because she doesn't seem to realize the gravity of the situation and what she did to you. She's making up all these excuses to not make herself look bad.
I see. I can imagine her doing that.
Well, we never have to see her again. I told her that I wanted nothing to do with her. I'm really sorry that I let my crazy mother do this to you. You didn't deserve any of it.
You don't need to apologize, Sean. You didn't do anything wrong.
But I should have been the one to stop her. I had no idea that she would do something so terrible to you. I knew that things between the two of you weren't going well. I should have stepped in sooner and not let this continue for so long.
Don't beat yourself up over this. I know that you did your best to protect me from your mother. I really did want to get along with her. I'm bummed that things didn't turn out well.
Well, I won't ever forgive my mom for what she did to you.
You're absolutely right. She went too far this time and she needs to pay for her actions.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
A few more days later.
John, are you really not speaking to me anymore?
Don't text me. I'm sure that my lawyer told you that we'd only communicate through him.
I don't have a job or a place to live right now, and I could really use your help. I'm staying in a hotel right now, but I'm starting to run out of money. I can only stay for another 2 nights.
By the way, I used to pay for your smartphone bills, but not anymore. You're on your own now.
Oh,
Thanks for reminding me about that. I need to make sure that the company knows to get in touch with you regarding your bill. I wouldn't want to make the mistake of continuing to pay for your bills.
but if I can't afford to pay my bills, they'll stop my phone.
Well, that's not my problem, is it? Do you really need a smartphone, though? No one wants to talk to you anymore.
Please don't be so cruel to me. You're still my son. Please don't be so cold to me. I'll apologize to Melanie again if that's what it takes to get you to forgive me.
Are you sure that you're not just going to make up more excuses as to why this wasn't your fault?
Well,
And if you really feel so bad, you would be on the phone to Melanie right now, apologizing. You know that Melanie recovered from her coma, yet you haven't reached out to her once. I bet that deep down, you blame Melanie for all this. You don't feel bad about what you did to her.
that's not true. You have to believe me.
I have nothing else to say to you. Please, stop texting me. We're going to sue you for what you did to Melanie, so you better start saving up.
I don't have a job. How am I supposed to do that? Do you expect me to borrow money from somewhere?
Yes, I do. I have no pity for you. This is all your fault. Bye now.
Wait!
10 minutes later.
Melanie, it's Miranda. I hope that it's not too late for me to apologize to you about what happened. I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Are you texting me because your own son blocked you? I don't want to hear your empty apologies.
I really mean it when I say that I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I I just had a hard time opening up to you and being honest with you. I regret the way that I treated you, and I'm deeply, deeply sorry. I'm sure that your life isn't going to be easy from now on, but you'll pay us the money that you owe us, right? That's the least you can do to show us that you're really sorry. Melanie, I don't have a job and my family and friends are not speaking to me anymore. Can't you just let this go? I told you how sorry I am. No, I can't. I'll be waiting for your payments. I've got to go now. Bye. I'm in a lot of trouble and I need your help. I went to the hospital yesterday and they told me that I was depressed. I need my family to get through this. I see. But I don't believe a word that you're telling me. You just want me to pity you. I can give you the documents from my doctor if you don't believe me. A doctor's certificate? Isn't that something you could easily falsify using a computer? After John kicked his mother out of the house, Miranda ended up homeless. And she still had to pay an enormous amount of money to me because of what she did to me. She ended up borrowing thousands of dollars in order to pay me. I thought that she would come see John and I to rebut it, but it seemed that she no longer had the energy to fight back. In the end, she moved to the countryside to run away from the loan sharks that were chasing her to pay back the money that she had borrowed. John and I are doing really well. Ever since that incident with his mother, John has been even more careful about the food that I eat so that something like that doesn't ever happen to me again. I can see that he really cares about me a lot,